acorns under there. Pretty fresh and decent deer sign at that time. I'm not exactly sure how many acorns, if any at all, are left. But at least from what I could tell, that seemed like that was kind of a reason for some of this centralized movement to where I'm at. And then actually to the south of me and to the east of me here, I've got some CRP fields. This one to the south of me is private. This one to the east is public. So when I walked through that a little bit, I did find quite a few beds and some pretty decent trails coming through there. And I didn't actually end up going all the way to the back corner, but the very back corner, it kept getting thicker and thicker, and I'm guessing the bedding just continued to get better and better as you went back towards that corner. So come to find out, I didn't have my grunt call. I must have left it back at home, because since I've come here, I take a scent lock bin with me and keep all my stuff in there. And I looked through that bin, it wasn't in my backpack, so I ended up making a late run to Walmart, thinking, well, they've got to have a grunt call. No, nothing in stock. I was actually kind of in disbelief and a little bit frustrated that they didn't have anything. Just anything would have been nice, a little cheapy. Wouldn't have mattered too much to me, but basically have today and probably can't even really go out tomorrow. It's been bugging me pretty consistently not being able to be out here, especially with a bunch of my buddies sending me texts and pictures and being able to see the cell cams back at home, see bucks moving. It's just like, oh man, just want to get out in a tree. So that's what we're out here doing today. Nonetheless, still learning this property a little bit, so if there's anything that can teach me a little bit more about how the deer funnel through here, I'm all for it. So with that, we're going to sit tight here, stick with us, see what happens. Should be a pretty good hunt.
I just shot one. Hello? I just shot one. I saw him go down, but... Alright guys, well, it is almost an hour after I shot that buck. I made a handful of phone calls, tried to get some thoughts from other people on exactly what to do, because I saw him go down, at least initially. Then he was kicking around a little bit, and then maybe 3 or 4 minutes later I heard him making some noise again, and I was looking in that direction. I never saw him get up and take off. So I'm thinking he's just down right there, but I'm not 100% confident. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to very slowly get my bow and backpack down, and then I'm going to knock an arrow, cut up straight here to the west of me, to the east of me, right where he was standing, look at first blood and see if my arrow is there. But otherwise I'm just going to take it really slowly, step by step, and go towards where he was. And I'm pretty sure he's down, but I'm not 100% confident, so I'm just going to take it slow. Like I said, I was almost thinking of just backing straight up, but I'm pretty sure with where the shot was. I wish I would have gotten it on film to look at it, but that's the one really nice thing about cameras, is you have that opportunity to look back. But because I kind of gave up on it, I guess that's kind of, I guess I pay for that one a little bit, but I'm still a little shaky for sure. Just kind of in disbelief that this happened, but so we're gonna take up the trail here pretty soon. I'm gonna get my stuff down, and then hopefully we've got a buck to show you guys at the end of the trail. So. Alright guys, well here he is. He fell over right where I thought he did. Only made it about 45 yards. Wasn't really too hard of a track job. Just the picture perfect type of track job, and really a picture perfect morning. We have one heck of a drag out of here that I'm not really looking forward to. That's gonna be pretty exhausting, but it is very worth it. And I knew that coming back into a piece like this as well. So yeah, I mean, I couldn't have scripted it any better. I had done some scouting earlier this October, came back into a piece, set up in a tree this morning in the dark. Like I said, there's those CRP fields. That's really good bedding cover to the south and to the east of me, and then also up to the north and the northwest a little bit. There's that flat top with some oaks and stuff in there as well. So I kind of figured that, especially during the rut, that would be a good area for bucks to transition through, especially checking bedding areas and whatnot. But this guy was actually tending to a doe this morning. Wasn't really hard pushing her. I don't think he was locked on her quite yet, but he was definitely kind of nosing her and pushing her a little bit, making her trot around. And of course, I didn't have my grunt call with me. As I mentioned, I left it at home. I must have, because I was looking in my scent lock bin that I have, and I just could not find it. And so I ended up just giving him a bit of a mouth grunt. It was quiet enough, didn't do it too loud, and he definitely heard it right away because he looked. And so I got the bow down not too long after that, and he kind of started angling towards me, and then he actually swung around and came behind me, which wasn't ideal for where I was set up, but I was able to make it work. Like I said, I was able to draw back. I was kind of trying to pick out an opening. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to shoot until he gets all the way around, and I don't think he was going to do that. But I ended up seeing a little hole, and I'm like, hey, that's actually an area that I can weave an arrow through. So I pulled back. He was kind of standing. I pulled back real slow. He didn't see me, and got behind me. And yeah, I stopped him. There actually ended up being a little bit of a tree, so I tried to hug it up as close to the tree. It was kind of blocking right here up in his shoulder, so I tried to tuck it. I was ideally, granted this is the exit, I think on the entrance side I was right about here, so it exited a little bit lower, but I was pretty much right behind the shoulder. Not sure based on the exit here if I did get guts. After the interview here, I'm going to get them gutted out, and then I'm going to go take my stuff down, pack it out, go meet my dad back at the truck, and then he'll be rolling in about noon, 12:30, and we've got a heck of a long ways to pull this guy out. So looking forward to it. Just so thankful in the limited amount of time that I had this year to hunt, to be able to harvest a buck, and to harvest a really nice buck at that. I actually thought that he was a 3.5-year-old, but based on now that I got to the ground, I think he's still only a 2.5. I could tell, what I noticed first was this really white rack, and I saw those G2s, and I thought he didn't have many points. He's a mainframe 8, still got the brow tines. His G3s are kind of, I don't know if they're partially snapped off and then rubbed off on the tips, but his one main beam here on his right side is snapped off completely here after the G3. So pretty sure he's just a pretty nice mainframe 8. I still got that trail camera to pull. Would be interesting to see if this guy's on it at any point in time. But like I said, just pretty much a scripted hunt. Can't really write it any better than that, and just really excited for this moment, and very thankful as well.